How to deal with your natural fear of death from a secular viewpoint. Is it just me, or does worshipping some narcissistic god for all of eternity in an afterlife sound extremely boring and somewhat terrifying? Here's a quick description of heaven from the Bible. There is a constant chant of holy angels that are continually proclaiming, "Holy, holy, holy," over the throne of God. The mercy seat in heaven where God sits is surrounded by magnificent angels full of glory and power that proclaim and bless the holy name of God without ceasing. Some of these are described as beasts full of eyes, with 6 wings, and neither rest day or night in the proclaiming the holiness of God. Here's what I then picture. Billions of slaves drooling in ecstasy with pinned smiles on their faces, groveling in the direction of their king, chanting, "Holy, holy, holy." Every so often, God plucks one up out of the crowd and eats it. Given that it's highly unlikely that consciousness outside of the body exists, what is the best way for us humans to cope with our consciousness ending? Most people turn to religion, but accepting information that is asserted to us by any sort of authority without skepticism will ultimately be destructive or hold us back. Embracing objective reality is the only healthy path for us to follow in our individual lives and as a species. Modern people lean on religion so they don't have to tackle their real problems, introspect on their insignificant lives, or think about scary stuff like not existing. For those who have bought into the religion of the state, the worship of government, that is, more government is the solution to all of our problems, though reason and evidence suggest otherwise, it may provide meaning, cause, comfort while the money lasts, and the ability to virtue signal for damaged people who otherwise lead utterly pointless, if not net negative lives. Ultimately, religion is lazy and weak. If you're religious and working hard to believe in something that your gut is telling you is BS, that's weak. Strength is facing the truth. If happiness and comfort is added to your life because you think that you will continue to live after you die, that's lazy. Achieve real happiness by living a fulfilling life filled with kindness, love, and intention. We all know exactly what not existing is like. It'll be like it was before we were born, or if you've ever been put under during a surgery. Lights out. There's no blackness even. You just pop out of existence. Then a few hours later, when the surgery is over, you pop back in. It's not so bad. I didn't give a shit about not existing when I didn't exist. But that doesn't help much considering that we do exist now and very much enjoy existing. Every so often I'll be sitting in my car, stuck in traffic on the freeway, when suddenly I fully understand that one day in the next 60 or so years, my consciousness will be obliterated. As my brain reminds itself of this, I experience dread, then sadness. I imagine my faculties shutting down, the frail body of an old woman laboring over its last breaths, fighting to experience but one more minute of the universe. How much time did I waste watching House Hunters? How much money did I waste on shit that I didn't need instead of saving up for an awesome trip to Japan? Surrounded by loved ones, I utter my last words. Fuck you, Obama. Because I prefer a natural burial, my mind flicks to images of my body decaying. Discolored limbs, a leaking, swollen gut, sunken, unseeing eye sockets buried under 6 feet of dirt, mouth ajar at an unpleasant angle as insects and microbes consume what was once me. I love me, and it really sucks that that's going to happen. I imagine time continuing, other generations living, dying. What will humans be doing 1,000 years from now? 1 million or 1 billion? I imagine the universe after all of its energy has run out, and all the stars are husks floating around in a black sea of nothing. Whatever happens, I won't get to see it, and I really don't like that. This is when death becomes really real. Cold, hard real. But with this fierce departure from the illusion of my immortality comes another realization, and that is how lucky I am to exist at all. Life in this universe could be abundant, but intelligent life, no one has any clue of its scarcity. For all we know, we could be the first life forms in the universe to have ever visited another celestial body. Each of us beat out hundreds of millions of other sperm as we competed for the chance to become a human. If my parents had decided to get pregnant 1 month earlier, someone else would be here instead of me. My parents met at a wedding. My mom was a bridesmaid, and my dad was hired to play the piano. My dad's family moved to Northern California from Chicago because his little sister died from a bad throat infection. The sequence of specific events that had to happen for me to exist only one generation before me are vast. If I have to die in order to have gotten the amazing, unfathomably rare chance to exist, to observe, to create, to reproduce and introduce new consciousness into the universe, to feel, to love, when the time comes for me, I shall be only thankful. I hope that was helpful to someone because it really helps me to consider the big picture in this way. If you have something to add or if you disagree on anything, please leave your comments below. I would love to read and respond to them. I have ideas for all sorts of videos on things that are important to me, including libertarian philosophy, minimalism, some personal experience, girl advice, and more. I'm fully dedicated to rebooting this channel, so please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for listening.